I'm Gene Silvers, and my iPhone was stolen from a restaurant. We went back to the restaurant twice to try to find it, where we were told that it was not there. We looked everywhere. I searched everywhere. Came here to Brian and Hillary's, my good friend's house, and figured out how to get on to, what was it called, Brian? Mobile Me, or one of these programs, iCloud, which has a program which allows you to track the iPhone. Find my iPhone. We thought, this is, what's the use, but what the hell, let's do it anyway. We had no other option. We did. Lo and behold, all of a sudden, there's a blip on the screen, and it shows where my iPhone is, and it was at the restaurant where we were told it was not. So Brian immediately goes, okay, we got to get there. So we hop in the car and start zipping back to the restaurant in Island Park. Meanwhile, Brian and Hillary's daughter Zoe is at home on the iPad watching the blip on the screen. And as we're approaching the restaurant, Zoe goes, it's on the move. It's on the move, right? So Brian's like, where is it? Where is it? And basically Zoe is telling us street by street where the phone is. Somehow somebody took it. It was now in somebody's car, and we were now in pursuit of my iPhone, chasing a car, not knowing exactly what the car looked like or anything. But Zoe kept going, okay, go up Joaquina, turn a right here. Oh, he's 3 blocks ahead of you. Brian's driving like a bat out of hell, going through stop signs. At one point, he got on the wrong side of the street for a moment, and then
cut off 3 cars.
And then cut off 3 cars, but then all of a sudden there was a cop facing us in the other direction. We just sort of froze just in time for the cop to pass us. Then we almost hitting another car, zipped back into traffic. Go, 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 go. And meanwhile, Zoe is on the speakerphone saying, turn this block, that block. Finally, she goes, okay, it's parked between these.
Stop moving.
It stopped moving here.
Right.
So we go into some dark street in somewhere in the back streets of Oceanside, and she tells us what street it's on and between what boulevards, and goes, it's maybe the 4th or 3rd or something different house.
So there's nobody on the street.
There's nobody. It's a deserted street. Most of the lights are out. We're walking up and down the street looking around, and meanwhile I go, okay, well, might as well start ringing doorbells. So it's like 10:30. I ring a doorbell. One woman opens the door. She starts screaming, I'm calling the police, I'm calling the police. And looks like she has an iPhone in her hand. And I go, what's that you got in your hand there? She goes, don't go near me, I'm calling the police. I go, is that my iPhone? She goes, I'm calling the police. So I finally scream. I go, call the damn police. It'll help me get my phone if you're holding it. Can you just show me the phone you're holding? No, I'm calling the police. I go, call them already. She slams the door in my face. So we leave. Meanwhile, me and Brian are going up and down the block, knocking on, ringing doorbells. Finally, Zoe tells us what did she say?
She said it seems to be in the middle of the street. You can't pinpoint it, in one of these 3 houses.
It seems to be in one of these 3 houses. So we knock on one house, little shadowy house, and this Russian woman opens the window. Hello, what do you want? I go, my iPhone. Did you want? He goes, no, I don't leave the house. I don't know.
Did you go to the restaurant?
Did you go to this restaurant? No, I don't leave the house. So I go, okay, finally at the last, this big house. I'm going, okay. So we start walking up the steps to ring the doorbell of this last house, and I notice I see a shadow sort of moving around on the right side of the house. And I go, excuse me, and the shadow stops moving. And I'm thinking, who the hell shadow is that? And just as I'm rounding the corner, this guy pops out. And he goes, oh, hi, what can I do for you? And I'm going, excuse me, I lost my iPhone in a restaurant. I think it was John's or Pop's or something. He goes, oh, I work at Pop's. And I'm going, you must have taken my phone by accident. And the guy goes, well, come to think of it, I was driving this friend of mine home who works at the restaurant, and he found this phone by the fire pit, and yeah, I go, really? I go, well, that's, he goes, was it black? I go, yes, it was my phone. He goes, oh, okay. And then he starts walking to his car, and I'm not sure what he's doing, and all of a sudden, this big guy comes out from the door we're about to ring, and this guy comes out, what the fuck? He goes, I don't need this shit. Call the police, right? All of a sudden, this guy goes, no, it's okay, I've got it covered. All these people start coming out of their houses to see what's there. It's all of a sudden like the dawn of the dead, like all these people all of a sudden start appearing, and they're walking towards us, and all of a sudden the guy reaches out and hands me my phone. And I'm like, shit.
He said, oh, I was going to bring it back to the restaurant tomorrow.
I was going to bring it back to the restaurant tomorrow, and now I can call them and tell them that you got it. I'm going, okay, cool. Thanks a lot. And we just said, okay, folks, sorry to alarm you. Got in the car and drove off. And then we realized in retrospect that the guy probably...
definitely.
Brian is convinced 100%, so I'll give him a reasonable doubt, but, you know, that he, took the phone, saw that we weren't going to leave the block, we were ringing doorbells, and then when we got to his house, you know, all I would have to do was ask the people who opened the door, do you know anybody that works at Pop's Restaurant? And he would have been nailed. And furthermore, what was he doing hanging out on the side of the house?
And why did he take the phone from the restaurant?
And why did he take the phone from the restaurant? To only bring it back? Why not just leave it there and say, I found this phone?